Naqi Rizvi, Propositions Manager in Banking. Naqi is a 30-year-old Asian man. He's tall and has light brown skin, as well as floppy black hair and a neat beard and moustache. He's wearing a pale suit jacket.
The majority of people can see, and the world is designed for sight. It just means you always have to problem solve, trying to keep things in a certain degree of order, plan things in a certain way. Obviously is really important in pretty much any role that you do, but even outside of work, it's just generally really useful in life. And I think when you have to communicate with people in a way that can help them understand what you're talking about, it in some ways forces you to be more descriptive, more succinct, and more clear.
Naqi walking around central London with a white mobility cane, then swiping on his phone.
It's really important that we're open to kind of listening, even if something doesn't sound right in the first instance. I had a colleague at university who was on a wheelchair, and we got talking, and I was like, I really don't understand how a person in a wheelchair lives their life. How do you, for example, go to the toilet? How do you actually manage to get out of bed? How do you manage to use the underground? And some of those questions in a certain context might have appeared really wrong, but because the person knew I was coming from a place of good intent, where I was genuinely just keen to educate myself and understand her life a little bit better, we had this amazing conversation. Just think about what's the best approach that kind of works for you. I've, in my interviews, talked about things where I've not done so well, but then finished the answer off by saying what I've learned from the process as well, because that just shows the person. This person's willing to be vulnerable and is willing to make certain mistakes, because that's what a lot of organizations and interviewers try and find.
Naqi leaving an office, then playing tennis indoors.
The way I tend to declare my disability in my CV, for example, is to try and put a more positive spin on it, right? Instead of just saying, I am blind, I'm actually ranked third in the world in the men's category for blind tennis. Think about how you can bring your whole self, your honesty and your authenticity to the interview.
#SeeMySkills. Go to visionfoundation.org.uk for more.